Each of us comes into this beautiful existence with the opportunity to decide for ourselves. What is my definition of success going to be? For most of us, it's experiential, it's trial and error. Many of us come onto our spiritual path because we've done other things. We've seen it, we've had it, we've done it, and we know, well, all right, I thought that was going to make me happy. But then I did it enough times and it didn't make me happy that I realized, well, all right, I guess that's not where happiness comes. And then I thought, well, happiness would come over here. And then we do that enough times and realize, oh, that's not where it comes. And a lot of us get into it with trial and error. Some of us may have been born in families with parents who perhaps were deeply spiritual and we were raised with that. But we all come into this in different ways. And that's important because when you ask a question like, is spiritual intelligence or emotional intelligence more important to our success? It depends what we mean by success. And it's so important to me because I'm not sitting up here as the spiritual police or the moral police here to say to you, this is what your definition of success must be. This is what you must strive for in your life. Each of us has to figure that out for ourselves. But what I can do as a vessel, as a vehicle, is to be able to say, well, all right, so chances are you've done this, chances are you've tried that, chances are you've had some of this. Has that provided you with the depth and the consistency and the fullness of joy and peace that you know your life is supposed to have? Has that provided you with an experience of being in touch with the truth of who you are? Has it given you the opportunity to be just a tool in God's hands, to know that you're just being a tool in God's hands? My favorite, I should say, definition of success, and then we'll come to emotional and spiritual intelligence and getting there. But my favorite definition of success was given by Puja Swami Dayananji Maharaj, who used to live right across Ganga from us. Beautiful, beautiful saint. And he said, the only definition of success that matters is how you respond to the inevitable times that the universe does not act the way you think it should. So success is how you respond, not what you have, not what you can do, not what you earn, not what you know, but how you respond to the inevitable times, not the times that will happen unless you chant 11 rounds of mala or of japa on your mala every day, not the things that will happen unless you are a good spiritual person, but inevitable times. Because spirituality is not an inoculation against life happening. It's just an inoculation against the reaction that most people have when life happens. So success is how you respond to the inevitable times when the universe does not act the way you think it should. So when what you want to happen doesn't happen, when what you don't want to happen does happen, how do you respond at those times? And according to him, that is the only version of success that matters. Now, in order to get there, Because that's not something you can just teach yourself. That's not a skill. That only comes when you are rooted and grounded in something unshakable. Puja Swamiji, my guru, always says, life goes up and down, but you shouldn't go up and down. And the only way not to go up and down is when you're anchored and grounded. And so if we look at that version of success, that ability, that experience, that state, that place of being so grounded and anchored that the waves of life don't bother you. Another way of thinking about it is, imagine that you make a resolution you're going to avoid sweets. Whether your dentist told you, your doctor told you, or you just decided you're going to avoid them. Either, whatever it is. You make a resolution you're going to avoid sweets. Now, you're sitting at the table. You're really hungry. They bring around platefuls of sweets. Okay? One of two things happens. Either you eat them, then your stomach hurts later and your mind is all guilty and full of shame and whatnot. Or you don't eat them, but the amount of willpower that it requires not to eat them is so much that your brain is like all, kind of squeezed up to sweaty to use that willpower, right? That sort of sweaty brain experience of I'm using everything I've got not to eat the laddu at the moment. In either case, there's an experience of stress. Whether stress because I did, or stress because I really want to, but I'm not going to. But now imagine that you've just had a huge meal. You're stuffed. Healthy meal, good meal, but a really big meal. Seconds and thirds on the vegetables and the dal, an extra chapati or two. Really good, healthy meal, but you are stuffed to the brim. Now those plates of sweets come out. Doesn't mean it doesn't smell nice, doesn't mean that there isn't some brain memory of, oh yeah, I like laddus. But that internal conflict no longer is there. There's no longer this screaming inside that says, oh my God, I've got to have it. Because even if you hadn't made a resolution, you're so stuffed that there pretty much isn't room for it anyway. You're full. Now, it's another way of thinking about all of these waves of life. When you are empty inside, when your experience of the self is empty, whatever comes by, it's going to drag my peace, drag my attention, drag my awareness with it. Every smell, every sight, every whiff, everything, because I've got this experience of emptiness. And so whether it's food or drink or sex or this or that or just the drama of my life or gossip or whatever it may be, I'm going to keep being pulled because my inner experience is emptiness. But when my inner experience is fullness, whatever it may be, it's not going to pull me. Because there's nothing inside me that is needing something, that is yearning for something. There's no hungry ghost inside me. So when you speak about, is spiritual intelligence or emotional intelligence more important? Well, they're both important. And here's what I think we would say. The emotional intelligence is important because it clears us from that which keeps us from the spiritual intelligence. We sit to meditate. We embark on a spiritual path. We start chanting God's name. We get into seva. And in a short while, there's all these inner patterns that start pulling us out. I'm in meditation, and the ego's saying, this is stupid, this is going nowhere, nothing is happening, what a waste of time. You could be sleeping more, you could be at the gym, you could be getting something done. Or I sit for meditation, and the voice says, you waited way too long in life to start this. You are way too old to embark on a spiritual path. Just forget it. Give up. Nothing is going to happen. You don't have it in you. Or the voice says any one of 100 other things. Oh my God, the coffee pot. I've left the coffee pot on. Oh my God, the stove must be on. Oh my God, that phone call. Oh my God, my WhatsApp. Oh my God, this. It'll do whatever it needs to do to pull you out. You start going to temple or church or synagogue or gurdwara or mosque or wherever you go, or just to a park to meditate upon the divine in the tree, whatever it may be. God is everywhere, not only in our official holy places. But you start doing something spiritual. And then the next thing you find on your way to the holy place, here you are in a pub, in a bar, in a brothel. Somewhere, something has just grabbed you and pulled you off track. You start to engage. This ego pulls you. Whatever it does that. Everyone who's embarked on a spiritual path knows that. Now, this is where emotional intelligence comes in. Because the emotional intelligence enables us to look at it and to say, this is my fear of blank. Because it's slightly different for each of us. We all have different dramas, different stories, different whatever it may be of our families of origin, our culture, our own inner voices. But okay, this is my fear of this. Or this is my pattern of that. Or this is the way that I was raised to believe this falsehood of this. Or this was what my culture told me good girls don't do. Whatever it may be. But emotional intelligence enables us to identify the problem. What is it keeping me from being able to meditate every day? I know I should. Keep meaning to, keep promising to, keep setting the alarm. What is it between me and meditation? I make a commitment, I'm going to do seva. I begin with just one day a week. What is it that somehow every day when that day of seva comes, inevitably something urgent comes up the night before and I can't do it? What's happening in the universe? I make a commitment. I'm going to be more grounded on my path. Something throws me. So the emotional intelligence allows us to see the why. Why am I getting thrown off my path? Why am I the way I am? Why do certain things make me so mad? Why am I so negative all the time? Why am I so judgmental? Why do I hate myself so much, even though I don't realize I hate myself? But when I'm quiet enough, I can kind of feel it. And that's when I start to think that I left the coffee pot on. And so I jump up and go and check it. And since I'm standing there, I might as well have a cup of coffee anyway, and end of the meditation. So emotional intelligence gives us the why. Why am I separate from my true self? And it also gives us the how. How to remove that, how to move beyond that. Because once I can identify it as, oh, that was given to me by my mom, who actually at that time was going through this in her life, and therefore she was confused and she was struggling, and that's why she gave me this particular sanskara. Or, oh, this is what was going on with my dad or my siblings or my uncle or my second grade teacher or my next door neighbor. And that's why they told me this or taught me that without meaning to teach it to me, but I was just so young and impressionable, I took it in. This is why they acted in that way or did this. Oh, this is why my society taught me this. Okay. Now here's how I move through it. So emotional intelligence gives us the why we are blocked the way we are blocked, and the how to navigate our own very individual path free of that block. But the spiritual intelligence shows us the what, as in, what is the truth? What is really the truth of my life? You could say it shows you the who as well as the what. Who are you? Who am I? What is my life about? What is the truth? What is this all about? So they're both actually very important, and I'm always a very big proponent of psychological work along with spiritual work. Because when those blocks come up, it really helps to know why they're there and therefore how to navigate through them. But if you don't have a what, if you don't know the what and the who of what this is all about and the truth, then you get lost in this just sort of psychological maze of spending the last 70 years of your life reliving the first 15. And that's certainly not what it's about either. So we need the spiritual intelligence to show us the truth. And the emotional intelligence helps us remove the obstacles on the way there. And assuming that there is your version of success, then that's how we get there.